Quitting nicotine is just not about going cold turkey or abstaining cigarettes. It's more about the whole journey, and if you miss one step in it, I'm afraid you're gonna fail. So I'm gonna cover the whole story about my story so you can understand the situation much more better. We start with the stage 1, and it's the first to third day. And I was pretty confident on those days because I was quitting something that I should already. I was focusing on the losses of it, I was losing money, I was losing my health, I was losing this, that. But the problem is, I was caged, but not just a normal person who's in a cage. I was a caged lion. I had the enough power to break this cage, torn all of the people apart. But since I was in an imaginary cell, which is the nicotine we speak, I didn't escape. I just make big, bold claims about I could quit anytime I want. I'm losing my money. Let's do this. But the truth is, it doesn't work like that. So by acting like it, I give all of my power to cigarettes, which is my governor at this point, and suffer from massive cravings. Because in my mind still I'm thinking cigarettes are a useful thing to me. I want to smoke with a coffee, I want to smoke with an alcohol, I want to go with friends and smoke. I'm stressed all the time, so I want to smoke, But it doesn't matter, because I enter a journey, which is a cold turkey to do so, and I said to myself, I'm never going back. When it comes to the stage 2, which is the 4th and 40th day, I break away from my cell. I was actually free from cigarettes. I never craved this for once, and I couldn't even believe to my eyes because I struggled so much. It kind of felt like an illusion. And the truth is, I killed this guy. I killed my governor in the past, which is cigarettes. I was not having a desire anymore to go with this, but I had a massive confusion because all of the knowledge on the internet, YouTube videos, books saying you have to abstain 90 days to quit something. No, that's a big false, and here's my story to prove that. But on this point, I didn't know, I didn't realize. So I spent my 2 weeks in a nightmare mode. I was seeing dreams constantly about cigarettes, going back and waking up with sweating all over my body. But eventually time passed, then I hit the 3rd stage. Everything felt under the control. I wasn't craving, I wasn't doing anything bad about cigarettes, but another problem arose. I have too much freaking time and I don't know what to do. I was just sitting in my home because I didn't have school or work to go, and I wondered what to do next. Before this, I allocated my time into cigarettes only, so that makes 10 hours a day, since I smoke 1 to 4 cigarettes per every 30 minutes. And right now I was sitting there and this lion has to do something as an activity. So I started to think about my interests, and I realized I will die for music and gym. And I'm saying I didn't do those activities to quit for sex. I already quit it. Then I had to solve another issue, which is my time freedom. So I gave all of my energy power to those habits and became a god in them. Then I hit the stage 4, which is basically 30 to 90 days. And at this point, I forget anything related to cigarettes. I literally forgot the motor functions of how to light cigarette, how to grab a lighter, how to rush to local nearest store so you could suppress the cravings by the packs you got. And instead, I became a different person. You know why I mentioned 2 habits to you? Music and gym? Right now my biceps starts to pump out, and literally everyone could see the results. And when it comes to the music, I started to gig in 4 to 5 cities in my country, and I started to be paid for this. And I started this habit, 4 to 6 weeks ago, something like that. In that short period of time, I achieved such results. Oh, I almost forgot. I saved $2,000 by sitting. I literally did nothing. I'm not counting the gigging money, There's no music or any job involved in this money. I just sit. I literally sit and just save this money because I wasn't poisoning myself with cigarettes. Just imagine for a second receiving this money. I know it's not that really big if you're working for that. But once you're not doing anything for this cash, it kind of feels good. And alongside it, I wasn't coughing anymore. So I don't have to buy pills to suppress it. I wasn't smelling shit. So I don't have to buy perfumes, leaves, mouthwashes to cover the smell anymore. And with so many more benefits, my journey ended here. And it's time to talk about regrets. Of course, I quitted smoking, which is a good thing to do so, and I give the 4 stages to you, but I could do this better. I personally wish didn't quit with cold turkey, because this method is popular because of the internet. Otherwise, this is the worst methods to go. I know it's better than nothing, it's better than not using vapes or chewing gums to quit, but technically, once you go with cold turkey, you're saying to your mind, okay, we're gonna stop doing something which is precious to ourselves. That's why I craved cigarettes on the 3rd day like crazy. That's why I fucking don't know what to do, although I was a lion who could torn everyone apart, including the cage I'm in. But the problem is, I was quitting something that is precious for me. So what happens when you lose someone precious? You will go crazy. And that's what we called Cravings. It's that simple. And what if I told you there is a way out to crave zero? Literally 0 times and quit. And basically for this journey, you have to observe one thing. It's learned behaviors. Basically a learned behavior means you're doing a certain activity under a certain emotion / influence. Let's say I'm gonna light a cigarette. And I'm gonna light it because I'm stressed, not because I want to light a cigarette. I'm gonna use this as a tool. So each time I light it, my brain's gonna think, oh, we're stressed. And my user lights a cigarette when he's stressed. So it spikes the dopamine up. Then you're gonna remember this moment completely. And each time you got stressed, your brain's gonna say, oh, remember the time you stressed? You smoked. Do it again. And it will spike the dopamine to make you chase and go crazy. If you resist, you're gonna have cravings. If you don't, you're gonna smoke cigarettes and maybe feel ashamed or deprived. That's it. And like I said, there's a way to bypass this. And literally all you have to do is observe. Become a 5-year-old or a scientist in your own words and observe this learned behaviors. Because you could see this around you. There's some people who claiming if they don't smoke, they go crazily angry because their body wants them to become angry so they could fall into smoking trap. Is their body devil? No, of course not. Their body is trying to do something, a good thing. They can't differentiate anything is good or bad. Your body is designed to just do activity for God's sakes so it could survive from any danger coming from outside. But as you know, we're not living dangerous lives anymore. We're just living day by day, good, every day is pleasure, everything is so easy. We have everything we need. That's the problem. Since we have everything we need more stimulation. Since we need more stimulation, we kind of address with certain substances, and in this case, it's cigarettes. And that's why most of us started smoking, because it made us happy. I know you lighting a cigarette, you're not smiling, you're not going crazy. Yes, like you're not doing that. But it provides you certain outcome, and happiness means outcome in this scenario. Like we speak, pleasure or avoiding pain. You're an angry dude, you want to avoid anger, you're smoking in this period. You want to have pleasure mixing with coffee, you're in this period. And since we have this learned behaviors, like I write here before, we kind of have hard time to stop if we want to. That's why I'm saying with so much confidence, you have to do observing. That's pretty much it. You could read Alan Carr, you could use vape if you really want, but I'm saying it's a waste of money and time. And these words coming from a guy who tried to quit 10 times and made it on 11th attempt and helped 2 people so far. You could do your own thing, no one's holding you back, and I'm saying with full of my heart, they're gonna be a waste of time. My second regret is being in flow. Remember the second week, right? I was spending whole of my day in panic, although I was an uncaged lion. I could literally torn everyone apart, but I have a big question mark on my head. What's next? I don't know when I'm gonna crave cigarettes, like so many of these irrational thoughts running all over me. But eventually I survived from this because time passed. But you could do it much more easier than me. And the secret formula is act like the person you want to wish to. I want you to imagine a non-smoker who never started cigarettes, who never. And do you think he's thinking about, oh, when I'm gonna crave something? Oh, when I'm gonna smoke next time? Or am I gonna go back to this habit? No. Do you think he thinks like that? Of course not, right? And in this scenario, who we are trying to become to? Non-smoker. So if we are a smoker and we want to head to transition non-smoker, we have to become one of them from the start. You may say it feels too unrealistic. No, it's not. Because even the times when you're becoming a non-smoker, because you didn't born as a smoker, you had this transaction. Basically, you pretended as a smoker beforehand. And if you want proof, your first cigarette, just pretty much observe what you did. You coughed so much, your body didn't want to do it. Maybe you puked like me in your first cigarette. Every tissue of your body trying to fight against. But you insist on it. You insist, no, I'm gonna light the second. No, I'm gonna light the third. No, I'm gonna light the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, whole pack. Then you become addicted and you didn't realize it. Until you come to this moment, you literally fight against your body, fight against something you try to warn you. And basically pretty much you're gonna do the same thing right now. Maybe it's gonna be your first hour of non-smoking. Then become the person you want to wish to. Whether he's doing a certain activity, let's say playing football, or he's acting calm and never craves cigarettes, be like him. Whether it's you're gonna be up for 1 hour or 1 day, be like him. Your journey will much more easier. You can't even imagine. And you won't spend your 2 to 4 weeks in panic like me. And my third and last regret is, you see this? Time. It doesn't matter. You could quit smoking in 1 day. You could quit smoking in 1 hour. It depends on 2 things. First, basically, Could you criticize yourself enough to quit? Second, are you dedicated enough to quit? You don't need vapes or gums, anything like that, so we speak in the previous minute. You just have to observe to come up to this stage, basically critique, challenge your old beliefs, and really question the why behind it. If you're an angry person who smokes because they suppress anger, why I'm becoming angry although I'm smoke? For example, that could be a question. Why smoking doesn't work since I'm already angry? Why? Questions like that. And basically each time you critique and allocate time onto that, your belief's gonna be broken. And that's a really good thing because you're becoming this non-smoker guy from the start. And once you challenge your old beliefs enough, you're gonna quit this habit even if you don't want to. Because now you see the truth. And once you make the unconscious conscious, like Carl Jung says, it won't rule your life anymore. You will become the person who's in charge. And you could do whatever you want afterwards. Yes, I heavily encourage you to quit smoking, and it's possible. I'm showing that I achieved that. I did it for 2 people. But after that, if you want to continue after you making this realization, fine. I can't pull your strings and move you like this, you know. But here's me showing this way is possible. So now you know every knowledge you need to quit smoking and this timeline so you could be careful. And if you want to stop smoking once and for all, like I mentioned to those 2 guys, there's a link in the description where you could book a call with me so we can handle this situation together. This is I2, and I know you're gonna make it, my friend.